I think this is really interesting because Michael Saylor's at an interesting point in his Bitcoin experience, right? He's now going through what anyone who's been in this space for, like I've been in it for 11 years, right? Started buying it at $1. I've been through 3 halvings. I've been through 4, maybe 5, 80% corrections. And so Michael is having his first, big, cream pie in the face of volatility everyone experiences with Bitcoin at some point. The wash sale trading rule, I would give that, I'm fairly ambivalent about that. It's like, yeah, that would be kind of nice, but he's trying to avoid this hyper trading that's going on, people trading without any cost whatsoever into kind of the fastest moving, I'll say shitcoin, I don't know, altcoin. And there's a tremendous amount of social media where you see hyping of a meme coin. And so there's no penalty for that mass of meme coiners out there to just jump into a new one. There's no tax penalty, et cetera. So bringing in a wash sale rule would theoretically put a buffer between that kind of murmurations, as I call it. So I guess it's okay, but you're opening the door to regulation. So that's where I would say put a caution light there. Michael is somewhat of a newbie. It wasn't too long ago when over there at BitMEX you could get 100x leverage. So 20x leverage is moving toward a more sane environment than 100x. But obviously, again, that kind of leverage is not consistent with the kind of the guardrails that should be in place for the average retail investor. And so having access to that, it's almost guaranteed you're going to get wrecked. It really turns platforms like Coinbase and others, that they become more like casinos. I've called them casinos before, unlicensed casinos. And so it has that element to it where you're really, you're putting up a penny and you're gambling on a 20x or a 30x. And as you know, that type of trading is almost guaranteed a loser. So he's right in terms of that kind of existence of as a casino operations going on. He's correct. Again, it opens the door toward regulators, so that would be the downside. He's correct. Again, it opens the door toward regulators, so that would be the downside. Everything that's not Bitcoin, as I've said on your show before, would come under the heading of either relatively or absolutely centralized versus Bitcoin, which is uniquely decentralized. Additionally, a case can be made applying the Howey test that everything that's not Bitcoin would be an unregistered security, right? So, and it also brings about the question about Senator Lummis in her bill that she's trying to get through Congress, talking about applying some regulations to quote unquote crypto. And she does things like she equates Ethereum and Bitcoin. She calls them both commodities, which I think is false. I mean, you can make a case that Bitcoin is a commodity like gold, but clearly Ethereum is an unregistered security without any doubt whatsoever. So Gary Gensler over at the SEC had kind of pushed back against all this and said, hey, lady, stay in your lane. You don't know what you're talking about, which I think is the correct response. But when the cross-collateralization issue that he's getting at is really the crisis du jour, I would say, because of what we saw with Terra, Luna, and all these other DeFi coins, that they're manufacturing that yield, pump from kind of cross-collateralizing and putting money to work into other DeFi coins. And these other DeFi coins are generating returns by creating coins out of thin air. So, by definition, that's a Ponzi scheme. So a lot of that DeFi return is just cross-collateralizing into new situations that are creating coins out of thin air and rewarding early, coin rewards, et cetera. Again, unregistered securities. So that's definitely an issue. And here, I think that this is definitely a regulatory issue where this definitely would require regulatory enforcement. And you see these things, for example, with Luna, these guys are definitely getting into big trouble. I believe they're completely prevented from leaving South Korea. They're being held by the police. So, this is definitely an issue. So I think with that, he understands that this is what's keeping the lid on Bitcoin at the moment. Is you've got hundreds of billions of dollars. You've got people like Sam Bankman-Fried over at FTX, who's become a kingmaker by creating these enormous kind of cross-collateralized market-making, unregulated situations where price discovery can't take place.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Markus Dan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Markus Dan.